Hey guys, it's Kay. I hope you're all well. Now today I'm going to show you how to install Raspberry Pi OS, which is the raspberrypi.org's official operating system for the Raspberry Pi. Now it should work for all Raspberry Pi models from 1 to 4. To do this project we're going to need a Raspberry Pi. I'm using a Raspberry Pi 4, a mouse. I'm going to plug this in via its dongle. You're also going to need a keyboard, and you're going to need a power supply, a micro HDMI cable to HDMI cable, and not forgetting your micro SD card. A minimum of 8GB. I'm using a 32GB card. Now I'm going to be using the Mac OS to flash the Pi OS software onto the SD card, but you can also use a Linux system or Windows system. Okay, so the next step is to head on over to the raspberrypi.org website, and under the download section you'll find a link to download the Raspberry Pi Imager software, which is their official tool to install operating systems onto SD cards for the Raspberry Pi. So just click on the appropriate link to download the Pi Imager, and because I'm going to be using a Mac to install the software onto the SD card, I'm going to install the Mac version. Once you've installed the app, open it up and you'll get the following display. So just click on the Choose OS button and we can click on the operating system to install. Now currently we've only got the option to download a 32-bit version of the Pi OS system. A 64-bit version will soon follow. As of recording this video, it's still in beta and it can be downloaded via the website. There's also a couple of options for downloading the Pi OS operating system. You've got the Raspberry Pi OS Lite, which comes without a desktop environment, making this a smaller file to download. Now you've also got the Raspberry Pi OS Full Edition, which comes with a load of games and applications pre-installed. Now we can also download a select number of other operating systems from this Pi Imager, and the first one is LibreElec, which basically runs as a Kodi Media Center operating system. Now the other option of the operating system we can download is Ubuntu, and here we've got the option to install a 32-bit version or a 64-bit version of the operating system. Now the next item down is a utilities option, which you shouldn't really need to use. Now we've also got the option to erase and format the SD card from the Pi Imager software. And lastly, you can install a custom OS image that you've downloaded. Now for this video, I'm going to use the recommended Pi OS 32-bit version. Next you need to select the SD card on which you want the software going onto. So I'm going to select my 32GB SD card. And then it's just a matter of clicking on Write and waiting. The Pi Imager will then begin writing the software to your SD card and then verifying it. Now this shouldn't take more than 5 minutes depending on the speed of your network connection, and then that's it, you're done. You just need to remove your SD card from your computer and put it into your Raspberry Pi. With your SD card in your Raspberry Pi, power on and watch it boot up. Now this first boot up will always take longer than your normal boot ups, but thereon afterwards it should be a lot quicker. Okay, the first thing you need to do is go through the setup process. So I'm leaving the settings as they are because I'm based in the UK. So I'm going to tick on Use English Language and click Next. You're then prompted to change your password, which I strongly advise you do. So just type your password and confirm and press Next. Now the next step will set your screen resolution correctly. So if you do see a black border around your desktop, tick the box and press Next to save your settings. Okay, next it will ask you to select a wireless network. So you just select your Wi-Fi network and input your password. But like I said earlier, I'm using a wired connection, so I'm going to skip this section. Now at this point it's going to ask you to update your system software to get the latest version. Normally I would update the system, but for this video I'm going to skip it. So next I'm going to press the restart button so the changes we made will take effect. Okay, after rebooting, let's take a look around the Raspberry Pi OS. So we've got our icons along the top, and the first one is the terminal. Then we have our file manager, then we have our web browser, and we have the main menu. So in the main menu we've got our submenus. First one is programming, and the next one is internet, where we've got our Chromium web browser. And we've got sound and video, where we've got VLC media player, and in graphics we've got image viewer, and we've got a whole load of accessories under accessories. We've got our little help section. Next we've got preferences. We can change the appearance of the menu, screen display, add and remove software. So along the top menu bar we've got our time and calendar, we've got our volume control, we've got our network access, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. Okay guys, let's take a quick look at the web browser. And I'm going to have a quick look at the BBC News website. And as you can see, it's pretty responsive, not much lag time. Pages seem to load up pretty fast. No issues to report here. Let's take a quick look on the sports section. And I'm going to try and play a video here. That seems to work great. No stuttering or lagging or any screen tearing. Now if you want to add or remove programs, you just go into Preferences and Add and Remove Software. From here you can choose from categories or you can do a search yourself. Just make sure you have an internet connection. So I'm going to do a quick search for Kodi, the media center, and it's as simple as that. All you need to do is click on the tick box and install. Now if you're not happy with the layout or the display or the way it looks, it's easy enough to change. Just go into Preferences and Appearance. From here you can change your desktop picture, and here I'm going to change it to the balloons. and as you can see, it's pretty instant. You can change your colors, your text color, your menu bar color. You kind of get the point. Now you can very easily set it back to your default settings. Just go to Defaults tab and we're back to System Default. Okay guys, now I've shown you the bare basics of installation and having a look around. I highly encourage you to have a go at this. These operating systems for the Raspberry Pi are getting slicker and slicker day by day, and I can easily see them replacing the desktops in a few years. Anyway guys, if you found this video helpful, give us a like and maybe even a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.